morning. Well, good afternoon, and welcome to Winnipeg. I don't do retakes. Well, actually, sometimes I do, but hey, I'm sure you'll forgive me for getting it wrong. Yeah, 27.4. It's beautiful out there right now. Well, it'd be nice if the sun was shining. It was first thing this morning when when the sun came up, and so we had our sunrise, and I've had my bike ride when the sun was shining. But the sunrise and the bike ride I'm going to put at the end of the episode, for those of you who don't want to watch that. Now, there is something that I want to talk about, and and that is this. Other than I'm going to have to clean up here before we get going. Okay, how do I get going on this now? I guess got a sort of a comment from our friend UK Jason, and he was mentioning how he's not doing 720 scale ships anymore because the gist of it is he finds them a little bit too fiddly, and when I came back from my bike ride, I made a comment. Maybe I'll stick it in right now. I don't know why everything has to be so awkward when your hands are older. You know, I think I'm gonna. Okay, so from that, I think you probably know where I'm going to go with this. Most of you viewers are younger than I am. Some of you are older. But I am finding it increasingly more and more difficult to do really delicate stuff, and I talked about that a little bit in the last episode when I asked that please don't send me any more detailing photo etch, and not to hurt anybody's feelings. Please don't misunderstand. But when you get older, your fingers just don't work right. Now, I am very fortunate in that my hands are still steady. If I didn't have, I've lost my dexterity a little bit, but if I also had what my grandfather had, like Parkinson's, when you're shaken, I wouldn't be doing any of this. So I can still do it. But yeah, things change when you get older, and what I find for myself is I'm enjoying doing what I can, and not allowing not getting depressed or discouraged because there are things that I can't do now that I could have done 20 years ago. For instance, I've said this before, back when I did the Titanic and Lusitania that are down in the basement there, I think probably a lot of you have seen them. I would have loved photo etch detailing. I could just get myself right in there and just really absorb myself in that. But that was then. That was a long time ago. That was back in the early 80s. So what I'm doing now is I'm just doing what I can to the best of my ability, and if I come up against something that I'm finding a little bit too difficult, I'm just leaving it, and I'm not going to worry about it. And that's sort of my recommendation to you guys out there, that if you're don't get discouraged because you can't do something anymore the way you used to. Just do what you can and enjoy it, and accept the fact that that's life. That's life. And life is good. Yeah. Let's try and get on here this morning and do something. Have to check the manual and see where we're at. I kind of have the feeling we're at the place where we should be gluing our funnel cap on top of... Ryan Szymanski made a very interesting comment in one of the last episodes of his that I watched. And he said that the technical word for this is not a funnel, but smokestack. At least in the English-speaking language, smokestack is more correct when it comes to that sort of thing. At least that's what he said. I found that interesting, but I think that it's going to be pretty hard to get people to stop saying funnels. How many funnels does it have? Well, it has 4 funnels. Oh boy, it must be a real mighty ship. You know, that sort of thing. Yeah. So now, what were we doing here? Oh yeah, we were talking about our smokestack cap. And do we glue it on now or later? I got a feeling we're pretty much at the point where we have to glue it now and very carefully get our little photo etch railing off of there, and probably going to have to spray it the number 77. Yeah, I'm not going to try and brush it because I'll lose all the detail in the there's probably a way to brush that, but well, we'll see. Let's stop yapping here and let's get on and do something. Okay, I don't think I need to give this another coat of the 77. I just gave it 1 coat over top of the NATO black, but if you will look, it looks pretty much, to me anyway, about the same shade of gray as this part here, which was only the 77. So now we can't stick this in place yet because we're going to be spraying this whole thing. And I guess if I had have thought ahead, I would have kept this part out as well and painted it the 77 and then slid it in place afterwards. But I didn't, and we've talked about that. Okay, now let's very carefully get our railing off here. You know, rather than lift it up, maybe what I should be doing is just take this whole thing and just sort of let it fall off like that. That way it's not going to be jamming on anything and accidentally getting bent out of shape. Okay, very carefully here. Alright, so the next logical thing I think to do is to glue this part onto the let's see, which way would it be here? It goes this way, and this goes this way. Okay, which way is to the bow? I think I wrote that down on one of these pieces here. Well, obviously the funnel, or maybe I should say smokestack, is supposed to funnel towards the back. Alright, we're going to call it funnels from now on. Sorry, Ryan. I know you're a real smart guy and you know a lot more about battleships than I'll ever know. But I'm going to call this a funnel. I just can't get my mind around, you know, smokestack. It just doesn't make sense to me. Okay, so yeah, I think that's ready to glue on there. Or would it maybe be better to? No, we're gonna have to paint the deck here the same 77 gray as everything else afterwards. I think that's what the color we're going to use. So let's glue this on. All right, I think that's the thing to do here. Yeah, this piece is glued on. Yeah, that's the R11. It's glued in place. It's fairly even. I suppose that maybe what could be done, if you want to do it on the ship that you're doing, you know, it might be to put some sort of filler in that and then make it smooth so it look like all one piece, but I'm not going to bother doing that. As I've said before, there is only so much that I'm going to do, and not that I'm planning on starting to get really careless and sloppy. It's just that there's only so much I'm willing to do. Let's recompose here, and I imagine the way this thing fits, the quick setting might be good enough. Now, a few moments ago, after I'd put this piece on, I had thought that it doesn't seem to be going on quite the way it should. Like right now, it's pushed down in place. But you notice it's sort of like it's hanging over here on the back. Then I realized it's actually supposed to look like that. This is some sort of a fairing that goes all the way around the outside. I don't know what it would be for. I guess if we could see it in real life, we'd sort of know. Okay, let's just, should I just let it wick its way in? And gotta be careful now I don't shove my yellow tape in place here. This isn't going to take a whole lot. Now, turn her around and do the other side. Sort of wiggle it in place there. I know I'm not going all the way around, but I don't think I have to. Okay, let's just give it a little wiggle here. I don't think that's coming off. Now, if you will remember, must be about a week ago, we were looking for something on the R sprue, probably this piece here. And I said something about, it looks like maybe this piece got bent. It was one of these two pieces, and then I realized after, no, it was supposed to be like that. So we now should be putting these on. And, yeah, because, well, I want to get ready to spray here. Probably not going to do it today now. It's getting pretty late. Okay, I was just going to go ahead and nip off our R2 and our R3. And then afterwards I was thinking there's probably a reason why these have two different numbers. If they were identical, they'd probably have the same number, wouldn't you think? But I'm noticing on the very end here, this might be kind of hard to see. Is that a positioning pin or is that flashing? I got a feeling that might be. I don't know. It's they're so perfect. Does this one have one? Not really. This one's almost broken off. This one has one. Sort of like a. Maybe if I could stick something under there, you could sort of see it better. Something black there. Now it sort of shows up. Yeah, that's sort of has one. Yeah, you can tell there's something there. Okay, I'm going to keep them separate. So grab a couple of tuna fish tins. Okay. Now, before we cut the ends off there, I think that's flashing myself. But maybe what I'll do is I'll get the obvious sprue connection off, and then we'll just try them in place and see if maybe there is something underneath there that is supposed to accommodate these very, very fine little things that look like pegs. But okay, enough about I think they're flashing. Okay, now when I was first looking at these things, I sort of had an optical illusion going on here. But now I can see how they're supposed to go. And if we turn this thing over, very carefully of course, that's not carefully, it doesn't want to stay upside down. I'm probably going to have to use the helping hands, you know, clamp on someplace for like right here. Because I want to let gravity be our friend. And but you can see there's a little dimple right there. Where's something else to point with? Yeah, there's a little dimple right there, and there's one over here. But there's absolutely nothing on the superstructure here, at least that I could see, and I looked quite carefully just a moment ago. So what we're going to want to do then is, this one shows, we put it like this so that we get the orientation more or less right. Okay, the R2 will go on this side right here. So that means when we turn it upside down, it's going to be on the other side. Now, I really don't think there is any difference. I honestly don't think so. And I think that this, what we believe is you know, flashing or whatever, that's got to come off. That's got to get nipped off, because that's actually going to be in the way. And okay, so this thing would go, how would this go? Like, okay, so that has to go on this side. Would it go like this? No, no, it looks like, yeah, it looks like one of these, it looks like two of these go into the bottom here. I'll get it figured out yet, but just let me take out a moment here and get that flashing off of there. Okay, let's get this orientated right here. I do believe it has to go something like this, or have I got it the wrong way? Okay, if I put it like this, can I get 3 points to attach all at the same time? Probably can't see that little hole that I'm trying to get it into. This is going to be fun, and yeah, and I mean it. It's going to be kind of fun to see if I can get it. But you know what? I still have the final edit to do, and it's getting on this afternoon. I wasted a lot of time this morning doing other stuff. Well, I guess it wasn't a waste, was it? Okay. Thanks for watching, everybody. And all being well, we'll see you tomorrow. And don't forget to stay tuned for the sunrise and the bike ride. And at the end of the bike ride, you get to see Missy the dog. All model makers like little dogs. Okay, see you tomorrow. Our sunrise, which I have sped up 250 times here, is coming up at around 5:35 now. And I imagine that on the longest day of the year, which is coming up soon, it'll be, oh, I'm guessing around 5:30. At least that's when it appears over the berm. I've often wondered what would it look like if I was to take my camera and tripod and set it up, you know, on the bridge or thereabouts, you know, and sort of see the sunrise from the other side of the berm. Yeah, well, it might be nicer, it might not. I don't know if I want to be getting up that early, though. Anyway. Now, as for our bike ride, I'm planning on leaving most of it in, except for where I'm turning around. And in case you're wondering, no, I did not fall down. It was just a bit of a pause there while I was trying to decide what to do. Anyway, at the end of today's bike ride, yeah, we're going to try out our new bike lock, and you're going to get up close and personal with Missy the dog again. Yeah. Okay, this bike has a sort of a cruise control. It's not exactly like the cruise control on a car, in that you push a button and it instantly maintains the speed. But anyway, this is the way it goes. Get the power on, and then if we hold the plus button for about 3 seconds, you notice that there was a little symbol right there. I think that's supposed to represent a heart or something. Anyway, that means now that when I maintain a particular speed for about 8 seconds, the bike will continue at that speed until I touch the brakes. It seems to work okay, sort of. it's better than having to constantly be holding the throttle, and because after a while, my thumb gets sore. Always complaining, always complaining. Okay, let's see what we can do here. We're going to go to level 1. I have never tried anything faster than level 1. And this time I put my kickstand up, and we're going to see if wearing my camera a little bit higher is going to be better here. I don't know. Okay, the cruise control has kicked in. I'm not holding the throttle anymore. It's probably going to maintain this speed until I touch the brake. And I do a lot of zigzagging around here because I'm trying to avoid the bumps. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Good morning. Morning. Everybody has to watch out for whoever's ahead of you. It's like sort of like driving in another country. Sort of the guy ahead of you has the right of way. Okay, let's see if the cruise control will maintain the speed going up this hill here. Oh, I didn't hold it long enough. Okay, I guess it's not going to work. Morning. Morning. Morning.
Get out.
Okay, here's a good place to try our cruise control. Okay, the cruise control is obviously locked in. It's maintaining 22. a lot easier on my hand, that's for sure. I think Don and Bridget are already been past here. A lot of people walking this morning. Yeah, it's pretty busy here. Morning. Morning. Okay, I'm going to see if I can find a place to turn around here now. think a lot of people do not hear me because they got earbuds on. They probably got music just blaring in their ears. They're not going to hear anything. Morning. Okay, we'll see how the cruise control handles this hill. It's probably the steepest hill around here. The steepest part is right here. Oh, it's grunting. And here we are at our blind intersection again. When we get across the bridge here, things do not work out as planned. The plan was to point out Merv's flag, and to mention that it was Merv that was looking after this little flower bed at the end of the bridge. But just didn't work out. This bridge is on a bit of a slope, and we're going downhill right now. Now, it's kind of hard to see. I was hoping we'd be able to see it a little better, but Merv's flag is just... Let's see if I can get a better angle here. I'm not seeing it there. I guess the wind is wrong. little bit cool this morning, but it's nice for walking. But it's a little bit cool to be on a bike without a jacket on. Okay, here we go. That's kind of funny. When Missy hears a siren, she howls. Hello, Missy. Hello. So did you hear a siren? Huh? Did you hear a siren? Is that what your problem was? Hey? Is that what your problem was? Siren got you all upset? Huh? Yeah. You're just so full of energy. You are so full of energy. Yes. And she is, too. Okay. Now we're going to try out our bike lock here. Alright. Got my key. And push our release. And Tennessee Jim was reminding me that this cap here, it'll be good for the winter time. It'll keep the snow out. I will not be using this bike in the winter time, Jim. Okay. Now, let's see what we can do here. See, my plan is, let's see if I was to put this through here, like this. I don't know why everything has to be so awkward when your hands are older. You know, I think I'm gonna talk a little bit about that. There we go through here. This is the first time I'm actually using this. And this one could go through here, I think. Maybe it won't fit through there. No, it won't fit through there. Well, in that case, all we're going to do is we're just going to lock it up a little bit here so that it would be difficult to ride off with. Okay. Now, the idea is that if somebody is walking through the yard here, and I was reminded that it would be quite easy to just pick the bike up and carry it. It only weighs 65, 70 pounds. And when I was younger, I could have easily, you know, carried that myself. So I can appreciate the fact that, you know, that it still can be stolen. On the other hand, somebody suggested that because you can see that the pedals are both down, they might think the bike is broken. Well, I have a chain down in the basement. I wonder if I could put that chain somewhere and then maybe lock the chain to the garbage can and then fasten the lock to the chain. We'll see. Anyway, let's get ourselves back in the house, as I've said before, while I am still standing up.